Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So, coming to you today, I'm going to upload this video on Friday, July 5th. Yeah, Friday the 5th of July is when this video is going to get posted. I actually posted a picture in my community tab about what's in this box just a few days ago, 3 days ago. And I ordered it that day and it's here now. Something I picked up from Midway USA. They were running a really good sale on this particular optic. So let's go have a look. Look at here. Athlon Optics, Midas TAC HD. Now this is not the Gen 1, this is the Gen 2. I guess if you want to call it Gen 2 maybe. Version. Oh, this thing is massive. Good night. This is a very large box because it's a very large optic. So let's get the box out of the way. What do we have? The Midas TAC HD 5 to 25 by 56. So this is their 34 millimeter version. Now you got to go all the way back, okay, kind of back to the beginning of, not necessarily all the way back to the beginning of my channel, but pretty early on in the days of my channel, I actually picked up the Gen 1 Athlon Optics Midas TAC scope. It was, I believe it was a 6 to 24 power optic, maybe 50 mil objective, I think. They had those on sale as well. Just unbelievable deal. I think that version, the original version, it was on sale for like 340, somewhere in that range. When I first got it, it was probably 2018, I believe. And I paid, I think, just a hair over 600 for it, maybe. Back then. Yeah, I think it was like because at the time, I believe you could get them for like 650, somewhere in that range, maybe. It was the most, at that point, it was the most I'd ever spent on a scope, was that Athlon Midas TAC. But it was an incredible scope. Really liked that optic. I ended up getting rid of it, a few years later, not due to the optic, just in general. Went on and tried something else. You know how it is, buy, sell, trade, all that fun stuff. So, but when I got an email from Midway USA and they were like, hey, running a sale on Athlon Optics. And then on top of that, they were doing like a $15 off, $100 purchase, plus free shipping, kind of all the, plus stuff. And this 34 mil version was like $460. Just an incredible deal, absolutely incredible. Because if you go and look at other places online, some places are still selling this scope for $800, $799, some places $700. So it's a really good optic. And of course, ton of good reviews out on this thing. But let's tear into the box. If I remember right, they have, oh, okay, nope. I thought they had like the fold-in box. I think that's how the original one was. So here's what's in the box. There you go. Midas TAC. Again, this is a 34 millimeter tube version. Where is it made? I know it says it's a USA company. Don't let that fool you because it's not made in USA. I don't think any optics are truly made 100% in the US now. So you might get parts or components, but pretty much all glass and that type of stuff, it's not coming from the US. This is probably made, where is this made in? I know a lot of their stuff's made in China, I believe. Especially their lower end stuff, I think, is made in China. I'm not seeing it. Oh well, you can go look it up. But here's the specs for anybody that's interested. It's 5 to 25, 56 mil objective, 34 mil tube diameter. There's your field of view. And this is in mils. I believe they did have an MOA version as well available. Again, just unbelievable price. And I'm a huge fan of Athlon Optics. They're very similar. I think they compare very favorably to Vortex. I know a lot of people, when you talk about great optics companies, Vortex is kind of near the top of the list, especially for people that are either more budget oriented or just in general because they offer such a wide range of optics, you know, that appeal to all different types of spending categories, right? And that was one of the things that kind of jumped out at me on this one was just how cheap, relatively speaking, right, it was compared to the cost of maybe when it was first released or a brand new one. They were just running a sale. I don't know if they're just trying to clear out inventory or what, but they were running, it was one of those deals way too good to pass up. This is their Midas Tac HD lineup. They had all three of these on sale, the 4-16 by 44. That one, I looked at that one quite a bit. I almost went with the 4-16. I do like that magnification range for what I plan on doing with it. But I settled on the 5-25, just really more so as a point of comparison for something like the Arkin optics, right? I mean, those have made such a massive impact on the optics world. And I've had a couple of them. I think I've had 3 at this point. I've gotten rid of all of them for one reason or another. They're never bad, never a problem with the optic. It's just either I've sold it or traded it or, you know, whatever. But all 3 have been phenomenal. I think I've owned 3 at this point. And they're always phenomenal, at least in my experience they are. But so are Athlon optics. I haven't had a bad experience with Athlon yet. I've owned a handful of their scopes. They've got a really budget-oriented first focal plane optic that's like, I want to say around $250 or something like that. $275, somewhere in that range. I owned a couple of those. Let's see. Yep, that's what all comes in the box here. So you got your little user manual, instruction manual, whatever. Looks like you've got some set screws, some type of screws. I'm assuming maybe for the zero stop. Don't know. To be honest with you, don't really care. We'll figure that out. Cleaning cloth. Okay, cool stuff. And then don't eat the silica. It was packaged really well. You guys saw that. Let me get this off of here. But yeah, so back to that kind of the reason why I went with the 5-25 again, just more of a comparison to the Arkin optics, because the price point on sale, this was very, very similar or almost on par with, you know, the Arkin, which I think they have a 5-25, but I think it's in their EP5 lineup. Their SH4 Gen 2 version, I think is like a 6-24 if I remember right. So I really like this 5-25 magnification range. I don't really have, I guess, what you would call an appropriate. Look at that thing. That thing is a beast. I don't have an appropriate, and I put that in air quotes, rifle to, or, you know, basically setup. I don't have an appropriate platform to put this thing on, so it's going to go on the Thompson Center Icon. This is, right now, currently, I have the most precise load identified for this platform with the McGuire Ballistics, the 168 grain McGuire Ballistics, Copper Rose Hollow Point Bullet, and IMR 4895. That combination consistently shoots under 3/4 MOA. So that's why, and that's with a 3-9. This is a Leupold 3-9. This is the VX3, what is it? No, VX Freedom. Yeah, it's not even a VX3, it's a VX Freedom 3-9 by 50, but it's the Twilight Hunter. It's got the illuminated reticle, so the fire dot in it. So it's a 3-9 scope, right? And we're consistently shooting extremely good groups with that combination. So my plan is pull this scope off, and of course, since it's a 34mm tube, I had to pick up some new rings to go with it. These are the Warren Mountain Tech. Got these over at Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville. I stopped by, I saw those guys today. They're not cheap. These are very expensive rings, but this was the only, I think this was the only 34mm option they had on the shelf. They can order whatever you want if you're willing to wait, but I knew this scope was coming today, and I really wanted to get a set of rings, so that's why I just went ahead, bit the bullet, no pun intended, and picked up some mediums. I'm really hoping that that's gonna work with this setup and the barrel, and I hope that we're not gonna interfere with it and have to go swap these out for highs, but if I do, it is what it is. They're fine with that. Bringing them back, swapping them out, no big deal. This scope, the Leupold currently sits in a set of worn rings, but these I believe are the Vapor Trail maybe model that they offer. Much cheaper option, 30 mil. So I'm just gonna loosen these up on the side and pull this entire scope ring combination off. That way, if you know, I go and I shoot this thing quite a bit and I shoot some more good groups with it, and then I can come back and I can put this on if I want to. I should be able to get it zeroed. It should basically go right back to zero or very, very close. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna do it that way. Yeah, but back to this guy. This is an absolute beast of an optic 5 to 25 by 56. Man, this thing. This feels identical. That feels identical to like the Arkin, the SH4 Gen 2, the scopes that I've had from those guys. This feels identical in terms of just how tactile, crisp, zero slop in these turrets. So really good stuff there. The windage turret is capped on this version, which is nice. It's got a Christmas tree style reticle in it. Stand by. Oh yeah, we're on 25 power. Let me see if I'm trying to do all this one-handed, so you guys will have to forgive me. Magnification ring or magnification lever, little throw lever here. You got just a little bit of a knob there on sort of as a built-in throw lever, if you will. Oh man, that is so clear and crisp and bright, and all the amazing things that every scope reviewer on YouTube talks about, every optic they ever review, just how it's on par with the most expensive optics in the world. That's a little tongue-in-cheek there, just kidding. That is a really, really nice optic. Well, it's got a Christmas tree style reticle. I'm not gonna be able to film through, like hold the scope and then film through it, you know, let's see, hang on 2 seconds. Stand by. Oh yeah, nope, terrible. Well, so much for that. I thought you'd be able to maybe see the Christmas tree style reticle. You can look at it on the side of the box and just imagine with me, if you will, that that's what you're seeing on 25 power when you're looking through. Obviously, it's zoomed all the way in, so you're kind of missing the lower portion of the Christmas tree. So, you know, on the windage side, cap turret, because you have that reticle that you can use to hold over for wind, so no big deal there. Parallax looks like it goes down to 25 yards up to infinity. Yep. And then down, there's 25 there. So down 25, up to infinity. You got your turret here. There is a zero stop system that I believe that's what these little screws are for. Go in here, set the zero stop. I could be wrong on that. Who knows? Got to read the book, figure it out. But that's kind of where we're at. This scope seems really nice just out of the box. Of course, almost all scopes do. At least the ones that I've purchased, they all seem pretty solid straight out of the box. We won't know until we actually get it mounted up. Good to go, head out to the range and check it out, see how it performs. But I'm actually thinking about maybe leaving this on this particular rifle to even hunt with. Not exactly sure why I would do that. First focal plane, all the way up to 25 power. You guys know, if you've been around the channel for any length of time, you know that the hunting, or the shots that I take when I hunt, the furthest shot I've ever taken on an animal is just under 200 yards, like 185. So this is definitely overkill for my application, but it was such a good deal. And they have an awesome warranty, just like Vortex, lifetime warranty. I have had to use that in the past, and it literally, all I did was send them a, hey, here's my problem. It was my fault, an issue that I created, and they sent me out a replacement part. They were like, okay, cool, replacement part's on its way, don't worry. Really good stuff. So that's it, that's where we're gonna leave it. That's what was in the box. Gonna get this thing mounted up and then head to the range, so hopefully get some pictures and range footage of it on another video. So you guys stay tuned for that, and we'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.